Day 16. We're back in business, guys. Ooh, and I got a little bit of wine left from dinner, of course. That's beautiful. Today we are drinking some M&S, Bordeaux, Merlot. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, maybe I'm pronouncing it right, who knows. It's apparently soft and rounded in terms of style. From a taste standpoint, it's plums and red cherries. And food that it goes with, savory pies and meats. Guess what? I didn't have meats today. Why? Got to it so seriously. Oh yeah, my steak just, it didn't smell great, so didn't have that. Anyway, cheers, and it is Monday the 30th of October, episode 16 of 0 to 100k per month, because we're fighting poverty and mediocrity at the same time. Poverty isn't mediocrity. Okay, maybe it might be, but at the same time, it is what it is, man. So here's to you lot. We're just toasting because it's Monday and we've got a great month ahead of us when it comes to November. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, there's that. How have you lot been? It's been like it's basically been like 3 straight days, 4 days if you count today, Monday. Oh no, it's Tuesday now. If you count all that time without us being on camera. But I just want you to know, I do miss you. There's a reason why I actually don't record on the when the weekends come. I don't record on the weekends mainly because I don't do work. I've not worked as much on my weekends recently. Like I mentioned, when I felt like this in the past, I'd usually work through it and then I'd just burn myself out for no reason. And now, there's a bit of balance between rest and play, work and rest, I guess. And we're doing better at it. So I'm well rested. I feel better. Towards the end of last week, I felt sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. That's how I felt. My head was like proper foggy, but got some good rest in. It's funny. The weird thing about rest is it doesn't actually feel like you're doing much, and it doesn't feel like it's that great for you, but mentally I feel so good. Wow. And I've not even started going to the gym yet. I'm going to start going to the gym again because I've lost all my decent muscle, and every time I actually try and put it back on, I just upset myself because it's like I don't really like eating as mentioned, so it's a bit weird going to the gym every day, trying to maintain a great diet. Oh man, it just feels like I'm having to adhere to real adult shit. And I won't lie to you, I don't actually feel like a real adult, whatever that means. I'm just a guy that tries. But yeah, that's I guess today's intro. I've missed yous and I'm glad to be back recording videos, and I can't wait to tell you what I've been working on and why I'm here again. Well, today. I did notice we got 3 comments on the last video, so thank you for everybody that commented. You lot have made my weekend. I didn't reply, but I seen it, and I am super thankful. Look what happens when you ask for a little comment. Even the new subscribers, if you've subscribed to me recently, I got mad love for you because, hey, I'm just a man going through some problems, and I'm documenting them, and I'm hopefully going to solve some really big ones for many people. So, yeah, shit. I guess that's a good reason to subscribe, but yeah. Appreciate it. Let's get a taste of that the plum and cherries again. It's alright. Alright, so first comment. Isaac said, I can't remember what I was talking about in the last video, but he said, this makes sense for American move. How much money would you need to stop working? Isaac is a very, very good friend of mine. I've mentioned him. Oh yeah, my other friend Tev told me that I need to mention you lot because I need to mention him because I've been talking about Chefsco and he was actually in the room. Apparently he told me we were on Skype. I didn't even remember being on Skype, but he was there. But at the time when we set the company up, he was underage, so he couldn't be a director. So Tev, this one's for you. There's your credit. I'm sorry for forgetting about you, Ben. Well, leaving you out in that sense. But we got you. But yeah, Isaac's a good friend of mine. We talk about a lot of professional stuff. Pretty much most of my professional conversations with him on a more frequent basis. But yeah, how much money would it take for me to stop working? I don't actually think I'll ever stop working. I won't lie to you, man. I think I'll slow down, maybe, or I don't know. But at my tender age of 27 years old, I can't see a reason why I wouldn't want to do this. I don't work because it's work. I work because it's fun to play the games that I play. If I was like employed and I had a more strict job, maybe I would be in a position where it's like I can't wait to not work. But for what I do, it's like, oh mate, it's like asking how much money it would take for me to not want to, pretend life's a bit of a video game and I get to try ideas out. I don't know. I don't think it's a real question to me, man. I could say, if you handed me 200 million pounds tomorrow, would I stop working? Maybe for like 3 months until I realize I'm just destroying myself with whatever indulgences I probably dreamt of with such large sums of money. And then it'll just hit me that it's like, oh, this is kind of boring. Well, I can imagine that sort of money is not that boring, but I know what my mind's like. I'm a person who has a very active mind and I like thinking. So I'm going to think about something that I can do. And before you know it, I'll have a project just on accident and I would then have more resources. So will I stop working if I got a certain amount of capital? Probably not. I'll probably try and do things, invest in cool things and play fun games and be involved. I think working's a great excuse to also network. So yeah, I'll definitely stay involved. That's my answer to that one. We have another point. Oh, I'm scared of touching this. Oh, if I touch this, will it break? Will it freeze my video? Oh no, it didn't. All right, cool. Thanks for answering the questions. I read it terribly, but glad you made sense of it. I do agree VC money isn't for every company. It also seems like a badge to obtain for most instead of being used as a reasonable way to fund a business. I agree with that. VC game is like going to... Yeah, it's a funny one, but it's a very good social... it's a good social level, or I'm not great with words, as you already know. What am I trying to say? You'd be in a very good class of people, whatever very good means, if you're capable, or you may be seen that way. It looks impressive. I can't lie. It looks very impressive. And yeah, the UK is also risk averse, and it shows in a lot of ways here. Thanks again. I enjoy listening. I'm glad I can, be of service. I appreciate that, man. I hope your weekend was good. And I got a comment from Victastic. What you're doing is awesome, Zaire. From an old high school friend. I hope this is who I think it is. Because if it's you, Victor, man, I hope you're doing well, man. It's been many, many years. All right, cool. I want to start where you were a few years ago and sometimes struggle to find motivation while working full time. My goal is to get 300 signups pre-launch for my fintech startup. Nice, very, very good shout. You can't mention much, I guess, or within the comments, but man, if you need any help, even a marketing strategy and like getting signups, I'm not gonna say I'm the greatest, but I'm all right. And I might be able to give some advice. Just let me know what I might be able to do, and I can talk about how we've done it or how we go about getting signups and leads and stuff like that. What would you do in my situation for motivation and results? Ooh, all right, cool. So if you've not seen my episode on fighting my mediocrity, please watch that because it kind of talks about motivation. It talks about having something greater than yourself or something that's just so friggin' annoying that you do not want to live with and you will do anything to escape that situation. I was actually speaking to one of my students about this. We had a really nice chat today. Shout out to Craig. Good guy. But yeah, there's a phrase that I seen someone call, someone worded it. It's like artificial stress or engineering stress. For motivations, I can't help motivate you. I can't. Unfortunately, I can't. Maybe I might say some shit that's motivating, but I can't motivate you. You gotta be willing or wanting to be motivated. That being said, I will tell you to lose the thought of being motivated if you are an entrepreneur and you want to be an entrepreneur. It's not to say that you don't need it or it's not good. It's just a very weak metric to work off. I think when you were to me, being an entrepreneur is having a objective, having a goal, and goals don't work off feelings. They kind of don't care how much your feelings get in the way, whether you have a sad day. If your goal is still there, if your goal was to be if your goal is to be able to do 50 press ups, being like the objective tangible goal of being, well, it's not tangible, but being able to do 50 pull-ups or press-ups, it doesn't matter if you don't feel motivated. Like, if you want to create strong enough muscles, you have to diet right, you have to exercise. It's as simple as that. Entrepreneurship is somewhat the same. I can't say it's perfect, but in my experience, my 4 years, nearly 4 years doing it full time, and my many attempts at trying before it even got to this point, yeah, it doesn't really care whether I'm motivated or not. I will be quite frank about that. Like, I've always had to have a bigger reason, and that's kind of helped me stay motivated. And even right now, man, like, I don't feel that motivated. I won't lie to you, I don't feel that motivated, and it's effect like I could tell based on my work, but at the same time, if I want to feel motivated, you want to know what actually works? It sounds so freaking stupid. Doing more work. Doing more work that I like, that is probably the best form of motivation for anyone, or myself especially. I can only speak for me, of course. And the main reason why I say that is because when you find yourself overcoming hard things, or like finding yourself achieve things, especially getting closer to the goal that you want to achieve. I've butchered this so much. You get what I mean, right? When you're on that journey trying to achieve something and you overcome difficult things along the way, nothing's more rewarding than that feeling. And that is literally the process. Yes, you might have a goal of 300 signups, but the process of learning how to get those 300 signups, the process of trying new things, maybe failing a few times, being frustrated, feeling like, oh, this is shit. Should I continue doing this? Or should I actually, what do I need to do to improve this? How do I need to look at this problem? And then coming up with an idea and implementing that idea. And when it works, that is all the motivation. You like trying to make those moments happen more frequent, more often. They are very powerful, and they are essentially your motivation and things that will keep the fire going. For instance, I said in my scenario right now, it feels very frustrating because I don't necessarily feel motivated, I guess. But at the same time, what I was doing last night, I was up until 5 a.m. I started work stint from maybe 11 p.m. till 5 a.m. and I was migrating a bunch of email users from a new email list that we tried out, or a new email client that we tried out, back to our old one. And pardon me, I did that and wrote some other emails, tried a few different experiments, and I was doing that for so many hours, and I was doing some ad hoc stuff in between. But just solving the email problem, it's not even fully solved. I've got to do it tonight, and it's just turned 12 o'clock. But just solving problems like that has made me more excited about completing the work. And the reason why is because I know once that's completed, I can get closer to the next goal of bringing in new leads and having an automated system. Right now, it's just myself, so I need to do this to make sure I'm not overwhelmed with business and stuff like that. So yeah, like, I'm excited now to get that done, because once that's out the way, that's like it's the boring thing. But at the same time, it's exciting because I get closer to the things that I'm excited about. Like, for instance, this month I want to make 25 grand, and to make 25 grand, that's about 18 roughly 18 sales with promotion or good promotion on board. And one of the reasons why I'm very keen on that is because if we can get that sort of income in, granted, I can sustain another, maybe 15 or so K month. We may be able to pay off some of the big debts. To give you an idea, right? Ooh, am I going to say, okay, let's make sure I am showing you guys the right things. Because I want you to know, and I want to be transparent with you. It's like, I've got debts, bro. This fucking company's giving me some real problems. So, like, can Can you see it? Can you see it? There's a number somewhere around there, right? That number's around just about £50 shy of 2 grand. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. These are the problems that I'm solving because I made entrepreneurial mistakes. I don't want to call them entrepreneurial mistakes. I had to learn lessons, and they were painful ones. But I'm not stressed about the 2 grand that's in debt. If I have a really good month in November, I get to pay off some of those, and I also get to give myself a budget and some more money to put aside for a move to New York. One of the reasons why I'm keen on moving to New York, as I've mentioned, is because increased revenue opportunities, and with new revenue, it means that we can build a better team to sustainably bring in more students, deliver better quality education to these students, as well as that, try out new avenues of more stable business avenues that can present new opportunities that we can usher our graduates into, as well as that, just improve overall quality. I'm a big fan of quality being a main driver of why you're good at something and why people will choose you. And these are the things that I guess I would advise. What would I do in terms of your situation? I don't know what you've done I don't know what your plan is to get 300 signups, but I've mentioned this book so many times. Oh, it's next to my bed. But yeah, our .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. Read it. Learn how lead generation works. Getting 300 signups. I don't know how what your service is, but if you've not got a landing page, I'd create a landing page. Have a good idea of who your user or your customer is going to be. So I'm guessing it's B2B since it's fintech. I might be wrong, but whatever it is, create a persona, understand who your customer is. What do they look like? What sort of stuff are they interested in? How old are they usually? How much do they make in terms of average salary? What else is there? Where are they located? What types of companies they work for? The more detail, the better, but don't stress yourself out about getting too much detail. I'd say just some key fundamentals of just understanding who they are, where they're at, how much they make, and how much they're willing to spend, and what they spend their money on is a good sign of understanding who your base customer will be and if they really do need your solution as a tool. And if you've got that, you can figure out how to market. You can figure out how to, market in terms of writing copy. You understand what types of copy drives them, what stuff motivates them. You will also understand where to find these people. For instance, if you're doing fintech, my assumption, again, I don't know. If it's B2B, I'm assuming LinkedIn's a very good place. You might want to create a landing page, run some ads to your customer base, maybe on LinkedIn, maybe via Meta. Wherever you can find these people and find them in abundance, focus on a channel and run your ads on that channel. Get your leads in. 300 signups. In theory, it's not difficult to get an email. You just have to create something that's a big problem it solves a big problem for people, and it's something that they are familiar. I think the more familiar they are with a solution similar to yours, or needing that solution that you can offer, it makes it easier to sell to. And you can get 300 signups. I'm very confident of that. Side note, does having a dog make me more disciplined and happier? Discipline? I don't know. Yeah, I can't lie, yeah. Because if it weren't for having a dog, I wouldn't leave the house. I'll tell you that for a fact. I wouldn't leave the house at all, man. I'd sit inside all the time, but having a dog means that I leave the house at least a few times a day, especially one time for a decent walk or so. Recently we got a toy that you could throw the ball and stuff, so I'm having a ball with that, and hopefully it makes it even easier for when my mum takes her out and stuff to the park when they want to play together. So yeah, it's all good, man. Having a dog is pretty nice from a discipline standpoint. Yeah, I guess so, because whenever you say you wanted to go on a night out, you have to prepare. You can't do things on a whim. You don't live for yourself alone, because you know that your dog's gonna need you and want you. So yeah, I guess it's good for me. It's giving me something to do. Happier, absolutely. There are days where it's kind of it's just expensive and it's not so happy. Like for instance, I had to get like some flea medicine, and I found out that vet bills, mate, just going for a checkup was £50. That's way more than like a checkup for the dental, like the dentist. And I'm like, shit, am I in the wrong business if it comes to making money? Because just to see the dog was like £50, and the medicine was like 3 pills, like some flea medicine, just in case, yeah, to get rid of any fleas and worms that she might have. That was like £30. I was like, wow, I'm in the wrong industry. If I'm like really, if I'm focused on money, I'm in the wrong industry. But I'd recommend a dog. I hope I answered this bit like fairly well, and if I haven't, please just let me know. I'm happy to elaborate. But in terms of getting your leads, man, yeah, 300 signups. I'd figure out how much you need to spend to get a lead, or where your best leads come from, and triple down. There are other stuff that come into play, of course, like how do you set up an ad campaign? What types of ads work well? Do you want to be on video? Like you're gonna have to study a few things, but it's part of the journey. And the earlier you start, the earlier, well, the quicker the results come. And it's very possible to get 300 signups. I don't know what you're doing, but I know how obtainable it is. You could do it organic. If you don't have much of a budget, you can continuously talk about your product every single day. I should probably do more stuff like this and get more signups. Or you can find ways to maybe yeah, run ads. There's different types of media, and there's different types of ways to get people interested. You might be able to go to talks, for instance. If you're in this field already and you can do talks or like meetup events, you can host events and get people to sign up to those events. And while you're at those events, get speakers in the industry or people that are influential to the product that you might be creating for the market. Have them talk about stuff, and yeah, from an event you can get many signups. And they may not all use your product, but they know who you are and they know your startup, your company, and with that you have better opportunities. Again, events are probably, it costs. All of these methods cost. Like there's not, they all cost something. The free one is using your time, and time is precious, so figure out the balance, of course. But yeah, I'd certainly recommend considering like a good ad campaign. Ads will tell you very quickly if people want what you sell. That's the easiest way to put it. So yeah, where am I? How am I for time today? I'm sorry that the last video cut off early, guys. By the way, I don't know what happened. I actually went and looked into it, and don't know. QuickTime like broke, but hey, here we are. What do I have to give today, man? What do I have to give? I don't know, man. I'm just feeling cool, man. Just feeling really cool. I'm not. I say I probably say this every month. I've not been this excited in a long time. I mean, the bills are coming out tomorrow, and it's looking scary. But aside from that, yeah, I'm excited for what could develop in terms of work, and what sort of stuff that I'm going to be creating, and what we'll be able to create as a company over the coming months. I'm very keen on pulling my finger out and getting a move on with some of the big problems that I need to solve, because it will, in theory, it should make moving to the States a little bit easier. And once I understand how to be competitive and, create repeatable business targeted in the States, it should mean we are in a very promising position to move forward with hiring again. I can't tell you how friggin' stressful it is doing all of this from scratch. It's not stressful doing it all from scratch, again, because I know what I'm in for. The problem that I've got is, I know how much work it roughly takes to do something, so I've not got naivety to continually drive me. I procrastinate a bit more than I'd like. And the second part is, oh man, like there are just certain jobs that I don't want to do anymore, and I know that like I need I need to focus on them, but the cost of focusing in those areas, it takes away from the other areas that are equally as important. And in my one thing that I should be doing more of as a in this position, if I was to advise myself, of course, it's make as much revenue doing the least amount of work possible to then use that income to build with people that can fill in the gaps and provide even more value. So to me, that means I should be focused on community and marketing. Those things mainly. Product, yes, product's good, in a good place, but there'll be marginal gains. I'd need to focus on marketing to continue the revenue train, and then I can get product up again. You get the gist. So yeah, there's that. And I don't feel like I have much more to say, Like, I feel I've said enough for today's episode, or today's journal entry. Yeah. Again, I'm super thankful. I keep getting even more people reach out to me these days. So, like, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please, if you aren't already, please subscribe. Like, it means the world to me. I'm trying to do something here. Enjoy your evenings or days, whatever. Peace. Oh, I'm an idiot.